In this video, I will be taking a closer look at the X-Connect headlights from Acid, which are specifically designed for Cube e-bikes. There are currently 3 different headlights available from the Acid brand, which, by the way, is Cube's own in-house brand. In my opinion, the market leader for e-bikes in Germany is doing a lot of things right with these products. Not only can the headlights be retrofitted in just a few minutes, thanks to Cube's interface that is already pre-installed on many of their bikes, but they also come equipped with some really clever features and offer quite decent and reliable performance overall. The entry-level lamp, the Acid Pro E60 Compact, is available for just 30 euros, but it still offers decent power with 60 lux and up to 175 lumens. This headlight is therefore intended primarily for the trekking or city bike segment. You can tell because the headlight is mainly designed for mounting on the fork crown. The corresponding mount is included for this purpose. The cable at the end, which you use to connect it to the bike, measures 15 centimeters, so you have to mount it somewhere near the fork. However, if needed, just like with all other X-Connect lamps, it can be extended with the extension cable if you want to mount it on a cargo bike or somewhere else on your bike, for example. So you definitely have various options there. Like all X-Connect lamps, these models are approved for road traffic and also come with a corresponding reflector, which you can attach to fully meet the legal requirements, but I assume they are less strict for you than here in Germany. In terms of the light pattern, we're clearly in the entry-level range. It's not particularly wide, and the main point here is to be visible to other road users, which simply gives you that extra safety. For the popular e-mountain bikes from Cube, the Acid Pro E150 is definitely more interesting. Looking at it from the outside, it seems there's a collaboration between Cube and the lamp specialist Lightmove, because a similar version of this lamp already exists from Lightmove, but for now that's just pure speculation on my part. With 150 lux and up to 440 lumens, this one brings significantly more power to the road. This output can also be adjusted or varied in 3 levels via an integrated button on the back. Bright, medium bright and very bright, depending on whether you simply want to see more or primarily want to be seen. You also have a sensor-controlled daytime running light. Of course, this lamp can also be connected using the X-Connect standard. I've explained exactly how to do that in a separate video. The cable on the 150 Acid E-Pro headlight measures 18 centimeters in length, and since the, let's say, socket is located in the head tube, mounting it on the handlebar is, of course, the preferred option. The easiest way to do this if you're riding a Cube e-bike is with the matching universal mount for the stem. You can then click this onto the compatible stem to mount the lamp. This uses the well-established GoPro standard, which many other lamp manufacturers also use, meaning if you want to mount it in a different position, you can also use mounts from other manufacturers or GoPro mounts. But that's not all. The engineers have come up with a really clever solution. By simply unscrewing the mount from the lamp, you can rotate the housing into 3 different positions, giving you a lot of flexibility. You can mount the light pointing upwards, hang it from the top, or even position it sideways. The sideways option even allows you to attach it to your handlebar using other compatible mounts, such as this universal holder from Lupine, making it adaptable to different bike setups and lighting needs. I think that's a really smart solution, and I haven't seen it on any other headlight before. In terms of the light pattern, it's already much better here than what we saw with the 60 Pro E-lamp. The light pattern is much wider. Especially at a distance of about 4 or 5 meters from the bike, it indeed gets a bit wider. It's not quite as wide up front, but it has a nice cutoff line, so it also shines quite far ahead. So with this, you'll definitely be seen, and you'll also see more when you're out on your bike. For an MSRP of 99 euros, I think this is a really good lamp. For anyone who is looking for a bit more power in their lighting setup and doesn't want to miss out on a high beam function, there's the Acid Pro E200 high beam in the lineup. This headlight comes with 150 lux and 480 lumens on the low beam, so it's comparable to the 150 version. Here we additionally have a high beam with 200 lux and 730 lumens. The sensor-controlled daytime running light, as well as the 3 selectable light modes, are 2 features that the high beam version shares with the 150 version. The same goes for the X-Connect port and the housing, as well as the variable 3-position mounting of the holder. And the additional high beam switch can be easily attached to a 22.2 handlebar clamp. This even works wirelessly, which I find really smart. I assume it uses Bluetooth Low Energy to enable that connection. And here too the folks at Acid came up with something, because this button is a two-part design. We have the clamp on one side plus the actual button, which is just snapped on top. The battery is also located underneath in case it runs out. What I find so impressive about this is the potential it opens up. Inventive tinkerers or even Cube themselves could come up with more mounts that fit a range of setups. For example, you could use a holder for a 31.8mm clamp or mounts that are fixed directly to the frame. So there are basically options to mount this one button on different holders. On the low beam, the light pattern is pretty much identical to the 150 version, which is surely because the construction is very similar and the performance data is identical. Plus, we have the high beam feature here, which then simply opens up the beam even more, giving you an even wider and farther field of view. I am genuinely very impressed with it. At around 150 euros MSRP, the Cube Acid Pro 200 high beam is certainly not a bargain, but considering what you get and the clever ideas Cube has built into it, I think the price to performance ratio is very strong. If you are now keen to pick up one of these lights, I recommend having a look in our shop. You can, of course, order the lamps there and support us a little bit. If you have any more questions about the lamps or about lighting in general, then I recommend you check out our YouTube channel or just write them in the comments. And I'd be happy if you subscribe and we see each other here again soon.